Hey Alpha Strikers, welcome to the one you've been waiting for, the super rare chase review for TMNT Shredder's Return Wave 3. Mike, start us off with these wonderful super rares.
All right, up first we have Donatello the Space Turtle, TMNT Ally, Animal, Cosmic, Martial Artist, Scientist. Look at all those keywords.
Same as the rares, guys.
Except he gets Scientist too.
Yeah.
Number 27, Zero G Ninjutsu. We'll cover this just the one time. He can use Flight ability and ignores knockback damage. I do want to do a shout out for Brandon Chastain for correcting me on this. They can be carried because they do not possess the flight symbol. They can just use the flight power. So, awesome. You can carry them and they fly.
How great.
And they ignore knockback damage. When given a non-free action, if Donatello is adjacent to a blocking terrain or a square of higher elevation, Donatello modifies the speed and attack values by +1 for that action. This ability is amazing. Bonus movement, bonus attack, and I mean pretty well any form of terrain other than hindering is going to help you out there.
And you guys will be super excited to hear when when your opponent says knockback. It's like, hey, knockback your character. Okay. Whoop. No damage.
No damage.
But I'm coming to get you later.
Alright, his special damage power. Once per turn, Donatello can use either Outwit or Perplex, so you're only going to use one or the other. When he uses either, he does not need line of fire if his target is within 4 squares. So, kind of bust the beast thing there that, you know, within 4 squares I can just outwit you or perplex you, and I don't need to know
where
you're at. I can just do it. He gets that for his first 2 clicks, starts with Sidestep and Quake, and then Energy Shield Flexion his whole dial, drops down into Force Blast, Precision Strike, and just regular outwit. Then loses the Precision Strike, drops down to Perplex, and back to Sidestep. So, no real far moving attack here, but I don't know. He's still pretty awesome. I'd use him.
He is really cool for his points. Basically, having a nice, turtle version of Beast Light is never terrible.
Sure.
Alright, moving on to the leader himself, Leonardo. So we have TMNT Ally, Animal, Cosmic, Martial Artist. Always good keywords. Zero G Ninjutsu, and then this other trait he has called Racing for the Pieces of the Black Hole Generator.
Dun dun dun.
This thing is crazy, guys. So, when an opposing character would be equipped or begins the game equipped, you and that character's controller each roll 2d6 that cannot be re-rolled, so no mixy switching on this one. If your result is higher, remove that equipment from the game. And to my understanding, whenever you remove something that's attached from the game, you do score it. So,
I don't know.
If I'm wrong on that, correct me, guys, but that sounds pretty powerful. And that even counts for equipment that's on the board, like the Symbiote, which we've all clamored about, the Hulkbuster torso, stuff like that. That could be super powerful. As far as Dal goes, he's 75 points, has 7 range, running shot, Pensai with 11, 17 toughness, and 3 damage with leadership. Second click, he goes up to a 9, 12 attack with Pensai, 17, 3. And remember, 0 G Ninjutsu, those values go up off of walls to 12 and 13s.
So that's 6 and 13.
Wow. Next middle 2, it's just Sidestep, Precision Strike, more toughness, more empower, helps their turtles fight better. And then lastly, goes into his usual ninja combatant form with Charge, Blades, Combat with Empower. Not too shabby, guys. This guy will be a contender. I really wish I would have used him in the WKO because there were so many possessors. Holy cow, that would have been amazing. I actually heard one of our fans give me some feedback on his WKO. He played him, and he says out of his 4 games he played, 3 of them he removed equipment.
Wow.
So it seems pretty relevant from what he played. So that's awesome. Leonardo.
All right, up next, Lord DREGG. We do want to thank our buddy George for loaning this to us. He pulled it in our sealed. He did play it against me, and I have to say I was impressed. He was dropping out these robugs like a champ, but let's cover that.
Explain these robugs to me, Mike.
So, trait, literal hive and scum and villainy. Cosmic Monster Ruler, number 29. When Lord DREGG takes damage from an attack, place a robug bystander, or place adjacent a robug bystander. I'm having difficulties with the words today. Give Lord DREGG a power action and place adjacent up to 3 robug bystanders so there are no more than 3 robug bystanders on the map. This cannot be ignored.
So basically, whenever he takes damage, or he can just make them.
Yep. Whenever he takes damage, 1 falls out of him, and then you can give him power action to fill up to 3 on the board.
Cool.
Special attack power, he can use Blade's Claws, Fangs, and Giant Reach 2. When he hits with a close attack, but the target doesn't take damage, after action is resolved, give that target an action token. So even if you impervious out of those blades, you're taking an action token.
Rude.
Or, oh, I rolled a 1 on my blades. Darn, you had toughness. Take an action token.
Oh, and you have willpower? Take a look at damage.
And then his special damage power, he can use Leadership and Perplex, period. When Lord DREGG uses Perplex to target himself and doesn't modify his damage value, also modify the same combat value on all friendly characters within 4 squares that are named Robug or have the monster keyword.
Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I Perplex my own attack, and now all my Robugs go up to 10 attack with Running Shot, In-Cap, Flight, and Toughness.
Not prevalent against, in Modern, but the Bizarros. I'll have monster keyword, plus when their attacks for whatever reason, I guess for Wonder Woman for 12s. And then Golden Age, the zombies.
Oh, jeez.
And
that.
Mole Man stuff.
So he has an impressively deep dial of 8 clicks, 6 range, 2 bolts, flight, running shot, indom, starts with energy explosion, invincible, and 4 damage with a special attack power, which is the Perplex. When George played him, he really never got off that top click. I couldn't damage him for anything, and he just kept popping out Robugs, being like, okay, Perplex my attack, in-cap, 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 in-cap. Okay, well, that didn't work. I'll push him, kill him, in-cap, in-cap, in-cap. All right, well, power action, pop out 3 more. It was ridiculous. This guy is a crazy Pog generator.
So, speaking of Pog generator, what do the Robugs do, Mike?
Oh, I've already covered that. It's 4 range, running shot, in-cap, toughness, 6 movement. Yep.
Sorry.
6 movement, 9 attack, 16 defense, 2 damage. So, I mean, you can boost them up to a 10 or a 17 on the defense, or get yourself a nice 4 running shot with that in-cap at a 9.
And, of course, there's 0 points, so that's cool, too.
Yep, just popping out. He is 180 points.
Whoa, that's an
So,
investment.
he's going to be more than half of your team in a 300-point game. But those values, they just don't quit. He drops into Invuln, down into Charge with his special Blades Giant Reach power. 12 attack, right smack dab in the middle of his dial. Drops into Stealth with In-Cap, Impervious, and Perplex at the tail end. The only thing that I would have had made this guy even worse, just give him a regen click on the last click there. Just bring him back. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm going to keep throwing bugs out here. Or even a Mastermind to be able to just Mastermind off to those bugs.
Rude.
Oh, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, he was a force to be dealt with in a sealed game, so watch out for him.
All right. Moving right along, we have SAVANTI Romero, and we want to give a big shout out to our buddy Colin for loaning us this figure. He opened it in the sealed. I was not there to attend, but I'm sure Mike will chime in with what he played against, and I've actually played against this figure and with this figure. So, what does he got? So on his middle of his dial for 2 through 6, he has the speed power. Carry me to safety, Dino. Give SAVANTI Romero a power action to place adjacent a pterodactyl bystander if none are on the map. This is a free action instead if none are on the map. So that's kind of cool.
So, SAVANTI, are you related to Phantom X? Because, I distinctly remember being able to use a flight pog to get away.
No action token required.
Oh, man.
And then on the same ones, 2 through 5 there you see, he has this really cool Blackest of Magics. SAVANTI Romero can use probability control. When opposing character is KO'd, place a black magic token on his card. Once during your opponent's turn, you may remove a black magic token from his card to use probability control a second time. So if you use him to kill a lot of little guys like, foot ninjas, weak turtles,
Robugs,
bystanders of any kind.
Robo-penguins.
Ooh, this is almost like counter to bystanders almost. You can just prob control the heck out of your opponent. Oh, forgot to mention his keywords. TMNT villain, monster, mystical, pass, and ruler. Hey, another monster for DREGG to play around with.
How many points is he, though?
100.
Oh, geez.
That's 280.
Oh.
And you can play a 20-point
Nightmares. Keep them both alive.
Rude. Oh, because the bird can carry... Is he giant?
He is.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. DREGG is not giant
The
size.
dino can carry him away too.
Even though he's got flight.
Oh, no flight. No flight. Savant doesn't have flight. Okay, never mind. Whew, not as brusque as I thought it was. But then Savanti for 100 points. He does have 8 range, 2 bolts, phasing, and then that basically spawn dinosaur most of his click with stealth at the end with regen. This guy's a turret, period. Plain and simple. Pen sight up front, and then pulse wave middle, and then nothing. Going into regen for 2 clicks to come right back somewhere in that pulse wave area.
So you do Frogman to get him off his top dial somehow because he's got invuln. And then carry him into battle. Next turn, Pulse Wave, kill the pterodactyl, and then carry him out of battle.
Or you could very easily just run him out 10 squares, push him to attack.
It's true.
And then free action pop out your bird and run away, if you feel so inclined.
Ugh, that's terrible.
That's really, really good. That's him in a nutshell, guys. I've played him. He is way more viable than you think. If you guys see our next Battle Box video, you'll see what I mean. Your turn.
All right, up next, the Worm, number 31, Cosmic Keyword. You know, I pulled this guy, and I was like, what is this? Really? You guys can kind of see my complete and total lack of enthusiasm for him being a super rare in our unboxing video. Trait, share the wishes. These are economic hard times. Worm begins the game with 3 wish tokens on his card. Once per turn, an adjacent friendly character may be given a free action to remove a wish token. When you do, roll a d6 that can't be re-rolled. On 2 through 3, modify one of the character's combat values by +1. On 4 through 5, modify that character's combat values by +1, so all the combat values. And on a 6, that character can use a standard power of your choice, and any result lasts until your next turn. When Worm has no wish tokens, at the beginning of your turn, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each adjacent character.
Not friendly, not opposing.
So burn those wishes and then just throw them out there and stand next to people, because his next trait, he can use phasing teleport, probability control, and shape change, and these powers cannot be countered.
Wow.
Which I find really odd because
it's
a trait. Why would they need to say that they can't be countered? Oh, I guess Pulse Wave. No, it says because that ignores, doesn't counter. Yeah, why would you have to say that they can't be countered on a trait? And when they say it can use. Rules questions.
Maybe they have a plan for a mechanic that actually start countering traits?
That would be interesting. Alright, so he has plasticity, his whole dial. Not to mention phase teleport and shape change and super senses, his whole dial.
And prob control.
And prob control, his whole dial.
Like, are you ever going to hit this figure? Like, ever?
So I'm just going to burn all 3 of my wishes really early on in the game, just go run out and stand next to whoever, and I'm just going to deal them unavoidable damage every turn, and good luck hitting me, and good luck getting away. His attack powers, they range, I mean, just, he's all over the place. He goes from Smoke Cloud to Poison to Incap to Poison to Incap to Smoke Cloud. And then his damage powers, he goes Perplex, Close Combat, Outwit, Perplex, Outwit. But he is Indom as well with 7 range.
So, even though his values aren't amazing, he can just be super annoying because he has like an ultimate poison, and eventually, if he does get hit 1 or 2 clicks, he gets Close Combat Expert to actually hit you, or Incap to give you more tokens, so you ain't going nowhere. That's so rude.
It's for 150 points. I'm interested to see him run. I'd like to run him myself just to see what I can do with him. But that is an amazing tie-up piece with double rollouts and probability control if and when wherever you want it for 7 range.
And weren't we saying he'd be a great like summoner, for like a summoner team?
Oh yeah, so you got ID cards at 150 points. He's not doing anything else other than standing there and poison people. Just call in 150 point whoever and go to town.
And then give him a wish because you can do that.
Right afterward too. Have a wish, call in, go for it.
So that's been Worm, guys.
That's Worm.
So we have our first chase. We only got 2 out of 4, unfortunately, but we want to thank Randall, who's been on the Battle Box before, and helped us with those awesome giveaways. Just a big contributor to the channel, that Randall. Good guy.
Yep. For both chases, courtesy
Yes.
of Randall, and he has our envy and much love-hate because he pulled both
the ones
these.
we want.
He bought at the buy-in. He pulled Shark Shredder and ran it against me and just dominated me with it. And then The next week, he bought 1 booster and got the mini shredder. I think we all wanted to lynch him in the parking lot.
Yeah. In a friendly, happy way with big smiles on their faces.
No, not at all. Love you, Randall.
All right, so let's go ahead and go with this mini shredder first. So I'm pretty sure he has the same 2 traits as Shark Shredder, Mystical Worms, and Shredder Elite.
Yep.
Correct? Okay. So we'll cover these once, and then we'll move on. So, Mystical Worms. When Mini Shredder would be KO'd, would be being the keyword there, for the first time each game, instead turn him to click number 4. And then an opponent places him adjacent to one of their characters, and this can't be ignored. So even if you pulse wave him dead, this still triggers. Shredder Elite. This is the most busted trait I've ever seen on a figure. Mini Shredder can use Sidestep. Traded. Great. When he moves, including Sidestep, after actions resolve, deal 1 penetrating damage to each adjacent opposing character that he wasn't adjacent to at the beginning of the move. Not the turn, the move. So if you're able to sidestep carry this guy, or TK him away, he can then sidestep in, and then, once again, move around more guys and take out 1 penetrating damage each. That's insane. Free damage is...
Move up, penetrating damage. TK him out just far enough that he can sidestep back in and penetrating damage again.
Oh.
Or if there's 2 groups of people, just bounce back and forth all day. Just this group gets a bunch, this group gets a bunch, this group gets 1, this group gets 1.
And see, that's the thing. Like with the new current format of the game, like think about it. Sinister Syndicate, what do they want to do? Be adjacent. Batman Enemies, be adjacent. JSA, be adjacent. This is setting up for like 1 damage to 3 figures sometimes on a turn, if not more. Okay, digressing. He has then a movement power on the first 2 clicks of his dial and the last clicks of his dial. It's called Where'd He Go? Mini Shredder can use Plasticity and Stealth. Wow, so even though he's mini...
So, plasticity, meaning that I can break away on anything but a 1 with my sidestep breakaway rolls to go stand next to your other group and penetrating them just for 1, then do a regular movement with plasticity, breaking me on anything but a 1, going over to your other group and giving them an unavoidable. That's just dumb.
Oh, these shredders, dude, they are crazy.
Just bounce around all over the place. And then stealth, so that I can hide in hindering terrain, so you have to come stand next to me to do anything.
Yep, he does have stealth. I forgot keywords again. Sorry, guys. Foot Clan, TMNT Villain, Monster Warrior. I like the Warrior keyword. That's pretty cool. He has Indomitable, too, so he can do it turns and turns in a row. And then his dial is really good for 90 points. Like, he has 11 attack with Precision Strike and 2 damage with Empower. So he powers up other Foot Clan and TMNT villains while still doing enough damage with an 18 defense. That means that 19 from range is so good for a Shredder.
Or stealth, so you can't even shoot him at range.
No. And he has Stealth, middle dial, of course, more Precision Strike. And then the last end of his dial, he has 17 defenses with Reflexes, Exploit in the last 2. And then I think that's Smoke Cloud he gets there in the middle. Yep. Disappear into a cloud.
So if you guys are going to venture into the Golden Circuit, put a sniper rifle on him. Mini Shredder, 10 range, stealth. You don't want to be next to him. You don't want to be within 10 squares of him.
Is that 90 points you can ignore? Is it really?
That would be
Precision Strike.
About 100 at that point because of the sniper rifle. But still, come on.
I mean, the sniper rifle, you have to have a battery too, so...
Yeah, but still, geez.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, what's yours like?
Shark Shredder, number 35, Foot Clan TMT Villain, Monster Warrior. I do need to cover the Mystical Worms because this one is a little bit different. It does have a caveat. If Shark Shredder began the game on your force and would be KO'd, so he has to begin on your force. The first time each game, or when he would be KO'd the first time each game, instead turn to click 4, an opponent places him adjacent to one of their characters. This can't be ignored. So he does get the resurrection for himself, but he has to start the game on your force. So you can't clone Shredder in to the Shark and then regenerate the Shark. He has to begin on the force.
But if you guys think about it, Clone Shredder has a deep dial by himself and then gets click 4 off of this
4 more clicks, yeah.
when he dies.
And this one has 7 clicks and then gets click 4 the first time to be KO'd. I have to admit, I was really mad. I put a ton of effort into trying to put down the Shark Shredder. Got him KO, he came back on click 4, and my team was already so far gone, I couldn't even get past toughness in that sealed. It was ridiculous.
And then doesn't he have Steel Energy where he can heal past that click?
Yep.
Even if he's brought back.
Comes back. That's his special attack power that he lands on it. Says he can use Blades, Claws, Fangs, and Steel Energy. And when he hits an opposing character, that character can't be moved or placed until your next turn. So you're going to stand next to me so the next turn I can push with my Indom and eat just some more. By the way, he's also giant-sized and ignores water for movement purposes. He's got the dolphin swim
giant
symbol.
reach too, and
Blades and Steel Energy. Oh, man, give him Harley's Hammer and Quake.
Sure.
That's nasty. When an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire... Oh, sorry. This is his special damage power, which he has for his first 3 clicks. When Spell of Reversal... Now, this is also extremely annoying. When an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire makes an attack with an attack value or damage value greater than its printed value, so that includes replacements, that includes modifiers, roll a d6 that can't be rerolled for each greater value. So that means both my attack and my damage are facing this Spell of Reversal if I'm doing any replacements or any modifiers. So that's objects, that's blades, that's everything.
Yes. Because when making the attack, you declare the attack. I'm guessing it's during the whole phase of attacking, so blades would count. I was thinking it wouldn't at first because it's not when you declare the attack, but it says during.
Yeah, it says when it makes an attack with an attack value or damage value greater than its printed value.
So, okay. Yep.
No, I guess... No, because blades is rolled afterward.
Blades is rolled after.
Because it's when you make the attack. So before I go to roll, when I declare the attack and I roll...
So Blades is better off against him anyway.
Yeah, Blades. Okay, so Blades not so much, but still, all your Batman enemy, all your Sinister Syndicate, all your modifiers, heavy objects.
Heavy objects count.
Close combat expert, range combat expert.
Those things.
Just enhancements and powers.
Gross.
So let's get to what it actually does. So you roll a d6 for each value that can't be rerolled, that has been increased or greater than its original value. Or greater than its printed value, excuse me. 3 through 5, that character uses its printed value instead, and it is locked. On a 6, that character uses its printed value -1, and it is locked. So on a 6, yeah, you tried to be better, and you're just not. You're actually a little bit worse.
Ugh.
That is so brutal.
1 and 2 though is nothing, so it's still got a luck shoot. It's not guaranteed, but it's on the higher end. You're most likely using your printed.
But, I mean, when he starts with 18 invulnerable, you're trying to bonus something to get more damage in there, to get a better attack. I mean, he starts with charge, 12 attack, 18 with invuln, and 3 damage with giant size, indom, and swim symbols. So he does say within line of fire in 6 squares, he's giant size. He sees everything unless you've got indoor blocking. Yep. Then he drops into his giant reach with blades for the next 3 clicks, toughness, drops into an outwit with 4 damage, and then stealth with a regen click. So if you don't bump him past that regen click, he's going to come back, you're going to get him down again, and then you kill him and he comes back on his 4th click, and he goes down to that regen click and comes back again. I mean, you guys you have to focus fire on this guy for 130 points to down him overall. I'm still, pardon the phrase, shell-shocked from fighting this guy the first time. He's ridiculous.
So, one more question before we move on to the end here. With Shark Shredder and that damage ability, is that only targeting him or anybody within 6 squares?
When an opposing character within 6 squares in line of fire makes an attack.
Holy crap, so you protect your own team, too.
Yep.
Oh, that's busted.
Yep.
Okay, guys, so there you go. Shark Shredder. Worth
check, please.
Every penny. Well, guys, that has been the Super Rare review. One more time, thank you to all of our local players who helped us make this look much more filled out for you guys here.
George, Colin, and Randall.
Yep, appreciate you guys. And we also had some viewers say they would send us some thank you guys. Really appreciate that kind of stuff. That really warms our heart. You guys would be willing to trade us those for a second and then give them right back to you. So that's cool. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and tell us how we're doing, guys. And we'll see you guys in the next review video, which will be for Deadpool and the X-Force.
Amazing. Super excited.
And remember, guys,
strike first.
And strike hard.